Donald Trump is canceling everything, and it is because his term is collapsing, and so is he. Every time Donald Trump makes an appearance in public, one thing is incredibly clear, and that is that he is in cognitive and physical decline. And so Donald Trump is canceling events. He is canceling press conference. He is just canceling and giving up. And it is a very important look into his health and what we can expect for the rest of a term that has fallen apart and is causing a MAGA civil war. But before we get into what Donald Trump canceled and why it is so important, I don't want to just look at the events. I also want to look at a project that Donald Trump canceled in the middle of a war that is spiking the cost of energy. And Rachel Maddow broke it all down before we get to the events that Donald Trump is running away from. About a week and a half ago, right in the middle of March, something really good happened, which I know is shocking to hear me say, but it was good. Something called the Revolution Wind Project. A big offshore wind farm off the coast of Rhode Island started producing power for the very first time. The Trump administration had tried to cancel this project. They tried to get it shut down while it was being built, but the company building it sued the Trump administration to stop that, and eventually they went in court. And now, as of this month, it is up and running at full throttle. This Revolution Wind project is expected ultimately to generate enough electricity to supply all the power for more than 350,000 homes and businesses in Rhode Island and Connecticut, and it will do so year-round. Estimates say this thing is going to save residents of New England as much as $500 million a year in wholesale energy costs. It's good, right? I told you. Right. And it's particularly great that it's happening right now. Could not come at a better time given Trump's inexplicable war against Iran and the oil and gas energy shocks it is causing. Not only because of the choking off of the Strait of Hormuz as a transit point, but potentially because of the not particularly reversible destruction we are seeing of the backbone of oil and gas production in the Middle East. We are just, this is bad, and it's going to be bad for a long time. We're staring down the barrel of some really serious, not easily reversible economic consequences in terms of energy costs and energy supply and everything that means all over the world. It's really bad. So, given that, thank God for this little bit of good news. Thank God we at least have this one big new wind farm up and running as of this month in the United States. And so naturally, Donald Trump is literally paying to get rid of this type of good news. The New York Times was first to report. MS Now has since confirmed that the Trump White House, as of today, has struck a deal to pay an energy firm $1 billion to cancel 2 new wind farms, paying them $1 billion of your money. The administration is using $1 billion of your tax money to pay a French energy company to abandon their leases under which they were going to build 2 offshore wind farms on the East Coast. One of these would have produced enough electricity to power more than 1 million homes and businesses in New York and New Jersey. The other would have powered about 300,000 homes and businesses in North Carolina. But now they're not going to happen because now, thanks to Trump, the company that was going to build those things, they're instead being given $1 billion of your money to not build those things, to make sure they never happen. How's that for progress, right? And you're paying for it, not only in your electricity bills, but with your tax dollars. Paying for the privilege of costing yourself more. Republican governance in action. Watch this space. The price of energy is exploding because Donald Trump started an illegitimate war, an illegal war with Iran on behalf of Israel. And to distract from the Epstein files, the man who screams about windmills is canceling green energy projects. Donald Trump, who is allowing oligarchs to park their AI data centers, their water-guzzling, energy-guzzling, electricity price-hiking data centers anywhere they want, is making energy more expensive in a third way. This is not the cancellation of events that I think shows Donald Trump's cognitive and physical collapse, but this upsets me. It really does. And the only reason I'm not completely losing my mind is the other cancellations just show Donald Trump is falling apart. That brings a smile to my face. I hope it does to you as well. A very concerned MAGA account, "Oh no, Lauren, she's scared," wrote. So I'm hearing that Donald Trump canceled his appearance at CPAC this weekend. Likely he'll be sending in a video message, but not going in person. I'm also told he canceled a fundraiser that was scheduled at Mar-a-Lago on Friday night as well for a candidate. Lauren, oh so concerned, and again this is a MAGA account, wrote, "Something's up." My favorite response to this very concerned post came from Keith Edwards, fellow YouTuber, who wrote, "He's dying now." I think you can see the smile on my face. I think you can see that, my affect has changed. A girl can dream. I love he's dying as a response. I wish we could just put a nice little period on that and just like, sign, seal, delivered. That is the absolute truth. It is certainly a component. We have talked extensively about the New York Times reporting showing that Donald Trump's schedule has gone like this from his first presidency to his second. That he's starting later, he's ending earlier, his speeches are getting shorter. Also, at times they're getting longer as he rants and rambles and people just seem confused. But this is a Donald Trump that is fundamentally out of it. Now, that is not to suggest that the man ever had it. Let's be clear. But Donald Trump is less and less powerful, both politically and also right here, and in the ticker that's filled with Big Mac. And as that happens, everyone around him just kind of starts to go, there's power up for grabs. Stephen Miller thinks that, so does J.D. Vance. I can promise you that Mark Wayne Mullen, who might be thinking to himself, I could be a 2028 contender, is going, yeah, okay. Kristi Noem spent $300 million on horse makeup for her Yellowstone ad. You know, maybe I can do my own little tour of the country as well. Maybe we do need to beef up ICE. Maybe ICE needs to go more places. Maybe I'm going to be in charge of that. And everyone in this administration starts getting a little grabby, starts getting a little greedy, and they want to take the power and play the puppet, because that is how they see Donald Trump. A puppet right now. Someone who likes to watch TV. He likes to eat burgers. He likes to post. But does he really want to do this job anymore? No, he doesn't. And MAGA doesn't want him to do this job. You are consistently seeing the Marjorie Taylor Greens, the Megyn Kellys, Meghan R. Ellies, the Tucker Carlsons, right? These people who are kind of building their own version of the MAGA movement. Thomas Massie is one of them. Start to carve out the direction of a party that's leader is too old, run down, and out of it to lead. Donald Trump doesn't have a policy vision. I honestly, in my heart of hearts, and maybe I'm just speaking from a place that's hopeful, I believe that Donald Trump wants the Republican Party to crumble when he's gone. So he's not thinking about the future and how can he help. He's just thinking about himself. He wants to make money. He wants to try to attack his opponents. It's not working, and he's tired, and he's giving up, and he sees the future isn't his, and it's certainly not J.D. Vance's as well. And so Donald is giving up, and he's canceling events, and he's running away, and he's golfing, and he's tired, and he's sleeping, and he's bleeding, and it's only going to get a lot more difficult for Donald Trump to face the music as those midterms get closer. But a look into those midterms is also getting closer, because we are soon having another No Kings rally. And Rachel Maddow shared the scoop on everything you need to know about the event that probably drives Donald Trump craziest. This weekend, this Saturday, Liam's hometown of Minneapolis will be the flagship protest in what is expected potentially to be the largest single day of protest in American history. June of last year, that was the first No Kings protest. That drew an astonishing 5 million people across the country. You might remember that was June 14th, the first No Kings Day. That was the day Trump tried to throw himself a weird North Korea-style military parade for his own birthday. That sad, low turnout event was wildly overshadowed by 5 million Americans turning out at protests against Trump all over the country. And then there was the second No Kings Day in October. That one did not draw 5 million people. That one drew 7 million people. The flagship protest in October was in Philadelphia, the birthplace of the Constitution. 7 million people turned out on No Kings Day in October. I want to say this, I spend a good amount of my internet time on what some people might consider a little bit more lefty circles of kind of the political dialogue. And a lot of what I hear about the No Kings protest, which I've been to, I've had a lot of fun, I've met a lot of people, it's been fantastic. It's always just like a jolt of energy. Is that what do they do? Like, a bunch of people were just going out and talking whatever, and people show up, make a sign, you go home. Yeah, and you can say that, sure. I understand in some contexts that that's a fair criticism, but we also have to understand the funnel that we have to create, and how we can't really just criticize every layer of that funnel, every little level of that funnel, how we need people to come out in mass. And some people they just want to stay at that top level, come out in mass. You like tune into a YouTube video, scroll on Twitter, read the Bulwark, and that is great. And it is I am honored that anyone would ever want to watch me and hear what I have to say and engage with my content. And the next step is then, we got to direct that. Who are the candidates that you can get involved with? Okay, now you're involved with them. How can you organize with them? How can you organize in your community? Graham Plattner is doing a great job of this in Maine. He's not just getting people to come on and help his campaign, he is then teaching them how to organize in their community. And maybe you're starting those organizations. Maybe you're recruiting people. But it's a funnel, okay? It's not just one day. It's so many days to not just show the people power, but to activate that people power to make Donald Trump post some wild because it's fun. It is not just one thing. So anyone who's saying, I've gone to a couple of protests and Donald Trump is still president, what the? This is a long-term thing. But we all got to participate. We all got to be a part of that funnel. And we all got to play at whatever level is best for us. And sometimes you're just like, hey, I go to a protest person. And then all of a sudden you're organizing those protests. But you just got to do what you can do to fight the fascist. And sometimes joy is an act of resistance. So let's go out and do just that. That is my message. Those are my thoughts. I hope Donald Trump's dying. I hope to see y'all at a No Kings protest. I'm gonna be there. It's gonna be great. We're gonna keep on fighting. Maybe that was a little weird end to the video, but I just want to keep it honest. And I know a lot of people have those qualms, so I want to respond to them. But we're gonna keep on fighting. We're not gonna let them silence us. Till next time, y'all. I'll see you soon.